Hi guys. Today we're going to talk about the cross sections of three-dimensional objects. At the top of this page you can see that we have actually listed several different websites that we would like for you to look at with respect to this lesson. Sometimes it can be a little tricky to figure out what the result would be of a 2D figure rotated about a line, making it a 3D figure. So please make sure that you absolutely watch these videos. We feel like they would be very helpful for you in your comprehension of this lesson. All right, that being said, let's look at number one. In number one, it says a cross section is cut from the circular cone below. You might be wondering, what in the world is a cross section? Well, if you imagine with me, you take an ice cream cone and you turn it upside down. Okay, and then you take a super sharp knife, that's going to be our plane, and you slice it through the ice cream cone. If you took the tip part of that cone off and you looked at the shape that was formed by you slicing through the cone with the plane or the knife, what you would see is that a circle is formed at the intersection of that plane and that cone. That is your cross section. That is the shape that is made. So if we're looking at number two, if we have a cube with a cylinder cut from its center and along the line or along the plane shown below, we want to know which of the following is the cross section of this solid. So once again, we take this plane right here and we slice it through this cube. We pick up the top of the cube and we look at the resulting shape that is made. We would see that H was the shape that was formed at the cross section. Looking down at number three, a rectangular prism is cut along the shaded plane shown below. Which of the following is the cross section of this solid? So visualize a cube, shoebox, or a shoebox, and we take a plane and we just slice off one of the corners of that cube. If we took off the little piece right here, what shape would we see formed underneath of it? We would actually see, you guessed it, a triangle. Good job, guys. And number four, we see the side view of an intersection of a plane and square pyramid modeled below. So this is our pyramid. Our pyramid has actually been sliced through the center by a plane. So if we separated the plane and one of the sides of this pyramid, what would be the resulting shape that we would see? If you're guessing another triangle, you are right. Lastly, let's look at number five. Andrew has a piece of foam in the shape of a rectangular prism as shown below. The base is a square with sides 3 inches long and the piece is 5 inches tall. He cut the foam along the diagonal plane shown by the shaded area. Which of the following is closest to the area of the shaded diagonal plane? All right, so considering this figure right here, what we want to be mindful of is that the base of this figure is in fact a square. What that means to us is that each one of these sides of the base are 3 units long. We're also told that the piece is 5 inches tall. So what that means to us is that it is 5 inches in height between the bases, therefore making this vertex right here that's formed with these two lines a 90-degree angle. Well, if we're looking at our shaded region here, what we can see is that the shape of that shaded region is in fact a rectangle. And I know that the area of a rectangle is length times width. Well, I already know what my width is. My width here is in fact 3, but what I don't know is the length here. However, hopefully you're saying to yourself right now, Miss Powell, I know how you can find that length. Can't we just use the Pythagorean theorem? If you're thinking that, good job, you are right. If we redraw that right triangle, height of 5, one of the legs is 3. I have no idea what the hypotenuse is, but with respect to the shaded region, it is considered my length. So if that's the case, I can go ahead and use my Pythagorean theorem, which says L squared is equal to 5 squared plus 3 squared. L squared is then equal to 34. L then is equal to root 34. Obviously, plus or minus root 34. However, be mindful we are dealing with length. Length is always positive, so we're only going to consider the positive root 34 right now. Now I know what my length is. I can take both of these, my length being root 34 and my width being 3, and plug it into my area of a rectangle formula. And what I end up with whenever I round to the nearest tenth, and I want to round to my nearest tenth because all of my answers are given in that form, I end up with about 17.5 inches squared, which corresponds to D. So that is your lesson for today over 6-3. Please make sure that you do watch the videos that we have listed above. It is very important. They will help you tremendously when it comes to your homework. Have a great day, guys, and I will see you tomorrow with Notes on 6-4.